This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I, of course, love being here helping you with playing the guitar. In this mini course, it's all about the basic chords and strumming. And we've gotten into lesson 22 in this case, working on some of these bar chords further up the neck. So in lesson 21, we worked on the major chord, both for the 6th string and for the 5th string. In this lesson, in lesson 22, I'm going to work on the dominant chord with you. It's very similar, but it's slightly different. So this is our A7, B7, D7, G7, and so on. Go ahead and dive right in. I've got the forms up here on the board. So this builds on lesson 21. If you haven't seen lesson 21, then you may want to check that one out, which also builds on the previous lessons. We worked on bar chords down here. But this is the dominant 7th shape. So this is a major chord with a flatted 7th. So in first position, instead of E, for example, we have E7. And right here we have our 6th string form written up. We've got the bar. And so if I put that at the 1st fret, for example, and then put the middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, ring finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, I have F7 instead of F major. So F major becomes F7. The same way E becomes E7. And I mentioned this in the last lesson, but on the 6th string, our natural notes are at fret 1, so that's an F, and they just go in alphabetical order. We got G at fret 3, and then A at fret 5, B at fret 7, and then we switch to the even frets. Fret 8 is C, fret 10 is D, fret 12 is E, and then it just starts over. And then the sharps are 1 fret higher, and the flats are 1 fret lower. So I have F7 and then F sharp 7 or G flat 7 because it's 1 fret higher than F or 1 fret lower than G. So there's enharmonic equivalence, meaning chords may have a different name, but they may sound the same, and they're enharmonic equivalents. So then at the 4th fret I've got G sharp or A flat 7. At the 6th fret A sharp 7 or B flat 7. And then at the 9th fret C sharp 7 or D flat 7, and then at the 11th D sharp or E flat. So that's how that works. So we've got that shape, and that should be familiar to you because of E7, but we haven't really played the dominant 7th shape yet in bar chords in this mini course, so it might be kind of new. Get comfortable with that one. And then look at the 5th string form, which is like taking our A chord that we play and becoming A7. Now we're sliding it up and putting a bar in front of it. So if I put the bar at the 1st fret, and then I always mute that 6th string with my index. So I'm pressing these 5 down, and then I'm just lightly touching that one so that it doesn't ring. Then our ring finger is going to go 2 frets higher on the 4th string. Pinky goes 2 frets higher on the 2nd string. 2 frets higher than the bar. And in this case, with the 1st fret we have B flat 7. Now on the 5th string in review, 2nd fret is a B, and then it's 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12 for the natural notes. So C at the 5th fret, so I have, or 3rd fret, so I have C7. Then at the 5th fret, I had D7. 7th fret, I have E7. 8th fret, I have F7. 10th fret, I have G7. And 12th fret, I have A7. So it started over. And then sharps and flats, of course. So down to the 1st fret is B flat 7. And I have C at the 3rd fret, so the 4th fret is C sharp 7 or D flat 7 because it's 1 fret lower than that D. Then I've got D sharp or E flat at the 6th fret. And I've got F sharp or G flat at the 9th fret. G sharp or A flat at the 11th fret. So we'll play these progressions like we did in the last lesson, only with dominant 7th chords now. We're going to use that same down, down, up pattern that is so familiar. We're going to start with B flat 7 here. B flat 7 is at the 6th fret. We've got a B flat. When I'm playing all bar chords, no first position, open position chords, I usually start as close to the middle of the neck as I can. This gives me room to move. So we've got a B flat at that 6th fret on the 6th string. It's 1 fret lower than B, which is at the 7th fret. And our bar goes there, put in the B flat 7. I mentioned this trick in the last lesson, but when you're moving from chord to chord, if they're not alphabetically adjacent, meaning B and E are not next to each other in the alphabet, then the closest chord is usually going to be switching to the other string set, or So in this case, from 6th string to 5th string. And we actually have an E flat also at that 6th fret, just like we did when we were playing E flat major. So we've got E flat 7 there. So you can practice going back and forth between B flat 7 and E flat 7. B flat 7 and E flat 7. The other chord that we'll need in this first one is F7. F7 is 2 frets higher than E flat. So at the 8th fret there, you can just count up from the C, 3rd fret, D, E, and then we have that F on fret 8. So we're going to have that F7. Let's go ahead and play this chord progression, just that top one. 1, 2, ready. We've got the B flat 7, up to E flat 7, B flat 7, F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, F7, and B flat 7. Do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, and D flat 7, E flat 7, B flat 7, F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, F7, B flat 7. Okay, let's look at some of the other ones that happen. If we jump down here to the 3rd row and look at the A flat. So B flat, A flat is at the 4th fret. So we got A flat 7, but it's also the 6th string form. So A flat 7. And then we're going to be going to D flat, and you might remember from the last lesson, but if not, that's okay. We have a D on the 5th string at the 5th fret, so D flat's at the 4th fret. So we got D flat 7 there. We go back and forth between A flat and D flat. A flat 7 and D flat 7, I could say. And then we already know where E flat 7 is. It's back up at that 6th fret with the bar, and the root's on the 5th string. And that's why these are circled on these diagrams, because whatever note that is, wherever you have it positioned on the neck, that is the version you're playing. So if this note for that chord is positioned at the 8th fret, it's C7. If we're on this with that one, it would, at that fret, it would be F7. So that's why those are circled. But we'll go ahead and play this one. It's going to be really similar to what we were doing here. So you got 1, 2, ready, and we got A flat 7, D flat 7, A flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, D flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7. Do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, and A flat 7, D flat 7, A flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, D flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7. Okay, we'll go back and do the one in between. We already know where these chords are, but you've got E flat 7, 6th fret, 5th string, so we're using our 5th string form, to the A flat 7, which we were just playing, and we'll have E flat and then B flat 7, which we played initially, which is also at the 6th fret with the bar. Okay, 1, 2, ready, and we got E flat, to the A flat 7, I should say, 7, E flat 7, B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, B flat 7, and E flat 7. Do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, got the E flat 7, A flat 7, E flat 7, B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, B flat 7, E flat 7. Just like that. Okay, and that wraps us up for this lesson. In the next lesson, so in lesson 23, we're going to do the minor chords. So with these bar chords, you got major now from lesson 21, then now we've done the dominant 7th, and we'll do the minor. Having those under your belt opens you up to play most progressions, most songs that use bar chords. It should be good, as long as you can locate where they are on the neck, so it's great. Keep having fun, and we'll see you next time.
If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.